How your little microphone thing? It doesn't work?
No, I gotta go back. I treated it as a headphone. So I gotta go back. I gotta,
instead of a microphone?
I gotta disconnect it from, headphones to microphone.
Oh, okay.
I'll figure that out later.
Definitely looking for another one. So we can have.
Yeah, I was just about to say we need another one so you can have one.
You ready?
Ready? Feel like it's only in my hand there. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, that's because you got on all black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to her face. Yeah, I'm ready. What's going on? What's going on?
No much. How you been?
Better than amazing.
I think I like this setup now. That we facing.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
What's going on out of our podcast? How y'all been?
I know, right? Oh,
I feel like I haven't talked to a camera in so long. Why my voice so low?
I don't know.
I haven't showed my face on my YouTube channel in a while. That's why.
Oh.
I've been talking to my voiceover, and I don't have to be as loud since I'm right there on my phone.
Oh.
Makes sense. Yeah, what's going on? It's February the 1st. Well, 2nd.
Yeah.
I was thinking today was the 1st.
Nope. It is the 2nd of February. 30 days, 31, 32 days already that has passed this year.
Mm-hmm.
It is an amazing how time flies. You know.
I'm gonna eat.
Yeah,
too.
so of course, with this, we got a different setup, and so now we are actually in a different part of the house, and we're in Chase's room. I had a couple of meetings, so we kind of started our podcast late, and in between that time, I have to eat because. Of course, now I'm on a, again, I remember I said this, it's not about losing weight, but I do need to shed off at least 26 pounds is my goal weight. But I have started meal prepping. So I cook on Sundays, and then I will eat whatever I'm eating this week. I will eat it on Sunday. And still have enough to meal prep from Monday to Saturday. So from Sunday to Saturday, I'm pretty much eating the same thing.
You want to know what's funny about that though?
What's that?
One of the things that I would like to do once I move out, I would like to start cooking for YouTube, and then whatever I have throughout the week, that's gonna be my food.
Right.
But of course, I'll be inviting people over and stuff, and whatever is left is either there would be my deciding factor if I'm eating out or I'm gonna be eating what's at home.
When you said that, I am Steve Harvey has a new show out called Judge Steve Harvey. So the last night episode was the episode of parents was suing their son because he has destroyed their kitchen because he cooks for his YouTube channel. And he does he call it extreme cooking. And it's kind of like, I was like, oh my God, this was what Chase would be like. I mean, stuff just be exploding. He just be throwing stuff on the stove and stuff overflowing, all types of stuff. And stuff exploding. Just saying that, he has destroyed the kitchen. And so they suing him for $10,000 for, to get this stuff together. And he said he don't feel like it's fair, of course. And so it was like, well, I shouldn't have to pay. And then Steve asked him, Judge Steve rather, was like, well, what let me ask you this. What's a good time where you can do this? He said, sometimes depends on what I'm cooking. He was like, well, what's the longest time you've been in our kitchen? You know, because the kitchen, you got to remember, you don't have a girlfriend or wife. You know, that's the woman's kitchen. He said, probably the midnight. He said, oh, no. He was like, hey, Mom, how long? So she said, I can do from like 12 to 4 p.m. Oh. He said, well, my ruling is the $10,000, but you're gonna have to pay them $1,000 a month. So he was like, well, he said, well, how much? No, he fell out. Oh, he fell out all on the floor. Oh my God. He was just like, he was just mortified. And so he said, be honest with me. He said, what do you have in your savings? What have you saved up? He's like 45. He's like, 45 what? 45K. He said, oh, no. I repent that. You gonna pay this $10,000 like right now. Because, of course, with his YouTube video, it helps him get all of these subscribers and stuff and viewers. He have like, on one of them is 1.3 million, and you know, so he was like, oh no, so I don't know if he understood that he was getting so much money because of this, but he's 19 years old and at home, and he got a 43,000 in his savings. He didn't want to pay his parents the $10,000 of him destroying their kitchen. Oh my God, it was too funny. You should have seen him. He was all over the floor. And she was like, we're just ready for him to get out, to go to college, and to be more independent. So you create the monster. The lesson learned of this to future moms, mothers now. Do not create the monster. And what I mean is, don't spoil your child. Let them do what they want to do. And then when they become teenagers, then you can hardly tell them what to do. Tell them now. 6 months and up. Because that's what I did, Chase.
It's funny how...
Teach them the word no. Now.
It's funny how you have like a good gauging factor on that.
Yeah. And a lesson learned on it. I mean, just a lesson in between. I don't understand how, well, yes I do. I'm not going to say that. I do understand how new parents is always more lenient of their first child or their only child, because you only have one, so you are spoiled to a certain extent. Like, you're spoiled. And when I say spoiled, you're spoiled in the ways where I don't beat on you just like on every little thing, or, you know, stuff like that. But when it comes down to being a independent individual and respect level and all of that, I'm just not, I just felt like you were still a kid and you can't do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to break my neck just because you wanted to do it. So it's not your way, it's my way. So whatever you was allowed to do is because I allowed you to do it. So please don't spoil your kids, because in the long run, it's going to hurt you and you can't get them at your house. Chase, I can't get them at my house. I can't get them out.
I'm in no rush to go nowhere.
So, with that being said, did you ever see yourself being at home this late, long? Because remember, just think, because I know I did this.
I was going to move out.
In the 12th grade.
I was going to move out at 21.
Yeah, the 12th grade, you'd be like,
but I didn't.
I have an age that I'm finna be at my mama's house.
Yeah, I think See, most peers of mine, they moved out because of their relationship with their parents.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I guess since I don't have a bad relationship, it don't bother me. And I learned to just say yes, ma'am. It's either do that for the moment or deal with something that's gonna be every month.
Mhm.
So it's just like, well, oh well. That's basically what my thought process is.
Mhm.
For the moment or for months. Oh well.
Right. And then by you having the freedom of spending your money on the things that you wanted to spend on, and the way you had your stuff lined up made sense.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, I can sacrifice that. Yep. Sure can.
That's it.
Mhm.
And I learned through days. There's gonna be days where you really gonna have to get things done, but then there's gonna be free days where wherever that chance of doing something that day, probably just gotta be pushed back to that day when it's free.
Mhm.
That's one thing that I have learned. There's just not how it used to be for. I don't know if I ever would have time to do it. It just when it's there and you think about it, that's when you do it.
Mhm.
Because now you have the time to do it. But at first it used to be like, I don't know if I'm going to get that chance again. But now, I guess just getting a little older, just understanding that it's going to come back around. You just
It wasn't the
don't
right
pressure.
time.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
don't pressure to do it. Even though you planned to do it that day, and you was expecting and waiting, and then something else came up, just like, well, just say, okay, we got to change it up and do something else.
Yeah. It's all about prioritizing. So, if you feel like this is not an urgency, then you can put it off for the next day, and you'll still be okay with doing it the next day. And not putting too much pressure and stress on you because you didn't do it. Yep. So, that's a good learning lesson.
Yeah.
So,
was
I did.
hungry.
You what?
I said, I was hungry. I had got up at 6 thinking that I was going to be home by 10. I was going to get a haircut. I was going to go to the gym.
Sorry, guys.
I was going to be able to set this up.
Mhm.
But when I woke up this morning, I had a flat. And then I was like, well, let me go get this fixed. They had a meeting. It lasted till like 11:30. So I was just up there and I just had chips and cheese. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait till I get home or close to home or I have a taste for something. So for the most part, I've just been waiting around since 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
And then when I finally got on the road, I'm finally home. Oh, I need to put that in. I gotta put my time in of me waiting. We get paid for mechanical breakdown pay.
Okay. And so we're eating like we normally don't do, but we have a different setup. So, yeah, we have a table. You might as well, right?
Might as well.
Might as well. And so while he's eating all this greasy food over here on this temptation, but it's not tempting.
You know what I did these past 5 days?
What?
Ate salads.
Oh, that's good. Did it
That's
clean you out?
I'm always getting cleaned out.
I know. Mhm. But you know how certain foods clean people out. Salads make me do right then and there. You know how some people say, "Oh, I can't
Salads
eat
go
this."
through you?
Yeah, salads go through me.
That's good. Well, it's funny.
I don't know. I mean,
It's funny how y'all have a problem. I guess y'all have a problem with y'all want to stay full.
I stay full. I'm not the one. What it is. since I've stopped smoking, that was just sweetness is just a replacing of me.
Do you ever put hot sauce on your chicken? Or
No,
you
we're
just-
not doing none of that. So, not this chicken, not grilled chicken. This has an Italian herb flavor to it, and I like the flavor. So the chicken is gonna drown it out. So, if it was fried, no. So, anyway, what was I saying? Let me lose my concentration. What was it about? What did you ask me? I'm getting old.
I asked you about what type of foods make you run through, but I also said, why do y'all like to feel full?
Oh, I was talking about because when I stopped smoking. So it ain't about being full. It's about me. Once I eat, I don't eat nothing else behind it, because when I was a smoker, I eat and then I smoke.
Mhm.
So that smoking was like my dessert. So my mind, to change my mind of what I do now and what I've been doing since I don't smoke, well, this is my second week of doing this, is just eat and then drink a lot of water. And so, number one, what that does is it helped me try to get more water in me to flush. And number two, if I really have that urge, I got fruit in there. And I'm going to grab either an apple or some grapes. So,
When last time you had a pineapple?
it's been a minute. And see, I didn't get a pineapple because I need to do a research. When are they in season the best? Because it's kind of like watermelon. And they're not I know watermelon, you can get them better in the summer. And in the winter, they're not as sweet. You pretty much just got to do what other people do when they eat watermelon, put salt on it and just eat it like that to give it a little flavor. But I don't eat my watermelon like that. I just like mine to be plain old watermelon with the juice and the sweetness of it. So, and then the ones in the fall time, winter time, they're not as good as the summer. So, I'm not sure if that's the case with pineapples. Let's put that out there. I'm just saying that's why I haven't got it. I haven't looked that up. Kind of like strawberries and stuff. Sometimes strawberries is not in the good season, but I think strawberry is good all season. Because I'm thinking about Valentine's is coming up, and you always have those strawberries and stuff, so they're always good. So you can, though, get a bad batch. You know what I was reading too?
What was you reading?
People, the way you grow up, and we were taught to finish our food, to clean your plate. You really don't need to do that. You just need to eat the
Until you're full.
Yeah.
And after you're full, yeah.
And that's it.
That's funny. So I was
So,
with my nana and papa. We was out to Cheddar's. And even though I was paying, I had probably like 4 or 5. I had like enough food to just that you can take it home.
right.
And I was just like, oh, I'm full. You gonna take that home? No, I'm not gonna take that home. Oh, well, sure, let me get it. I was like, yeah, go ahead. Like, yeah, we don't like to waste food. And they're just like, I can only imagine, like,
Growing
that
up.
time period is like, you don't know when the next meal gonna come. So be grateful of everything you got. Clean your plate. Fill your belly up. And all
Well,
that.
no,
I was
not
just
only
like,
that. See, way back then, you had more than one child in the household.
Mhm.
That's why each generation have less kids. You might have somebody with 2. Like, if you think about both of your nana and your grandma, how many kids did they have? 2 on each side.
Mhm.
Now, let's go to their parents.
Yeah, they got
How many siblings do they have?
a lot.
Exactly. So my mom got 6. How many does Mary? How many siblings does she have?
Mm, I don't know.
But it was a lot, right?
Yeah, it's probably around 6.
Hmm. And then go after that.
Yeah, because my nana, she the baby.
Okay, go after that. Go to your
Yeah, I don't
Nana's
know.
mom. I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure it was a lot of them.
You know, I'm not sure.
So going to, even on my daddy's side, his mom had 19 kids. So you go on them histories, you deduct, you subtract, getting close to slavery, you know what I'm saying? And we weren't free that long, 50 years, 50 something years. So you just imagine everything back then was from your great 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 grandmother farm raisers. Her husbands or husband, whichever, was out doing that, and she was at home taking care of her kids and feeding. So you got a whole bunch of kids, and you got to eat everything. And they might not have had a lot, but you were still conditioned to eat everything that you did get. And so, what did you do as a child? Grew up, you conditioned because that's what you were taught, and then you teach your child, and then your child grow up, and stuff get less and less and less. So, number one is about the time period, the time period, and just learning lesson. Some people don't even care, and then the factor of making money. If you have more money, then you're not really messed up if they mess up with their food or not. You just, hey, they say they hungry, they get up when they done.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's about it.
What? You want to know what's kind of funny?
What?
Now that I really haven't even set myself I really haven't set really like no real goals on what I really want to do. Cause I know just these first 6 months is really like just NOT stuff. And then from after that it's going to be
Yeah,
like,
PP. So, pause it. I'll be right back. So where were we?
I was saying I don't really have like
Okay.
anything planned besides NOT stuff for these 6 months. But after that, it's just like I don't know what those other 6 months gonna be. I just know we just been real heavy on just planning for that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I found out since I've been on crypto.com a lot, I think I'm gonna do a lot of reporting on that
Mm-hmm.
for just for YouTube content, and then just keeping up with the partnership deals that's coming on crypto.com. There's 3 coins on there that's on the Chronos blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just talked about that. So I'm gonna be going into each one and looking at the partnership and see how everyone can break down what's the benefit of it and things like that. And since the crypto market is down, that's one of the things I'm very proud about right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What is it down to now?
It's down to 1.7 trillion dollars in the market. It was just at probably around before 2022 hit. It was at 3 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's down, but that's how quick they can go out. But once it goes up, it's gonna go up because it's just 1.7 trillion right now. So
So what does that mean in U.S. dollars?
It's 1 trillion.
Oh, it's 1 trillion.
Yeah, so that's how much money is that's totally in the market
Oh,
from
okay.
everybody that invested.
Mm.
That's just the overall value.
Okay.
Everybody that like sold, they took their money out. There's been
So when it went down that quick, a lot of people were jumping ship like they.
Yeah, so they were just taking their profits and things like that before it got lower than usual. Then you had like China, Russia ban crypto, but they coming out with their own coins. So it's just funny just to be aware of the stuff and just see the tactics and then see like how things can be manipulated and then just see
Especially
what they
out
do.
in the world. Yeah.
And if you don't read it or if you don't even know like the information is there, you will never know until it make it to the news channel and you be like, dang, this happened, What was I doing? What was I thinking? And
seen it, man. I seen that article. I was gonna go back and read it and couldn't find it. Or I just seen when I was on Facebook how they're talking about it's not a lot of black investors in the market. So it's kind of like you get these signs and stuff. It's kind of like a movie. You know how some movies are made when you walk in and you got a sign here, hey, look. And you just going, that's exactly what I feel like is happening with all of this corona stuff going on. And then if you don't know from a business perspective that this is the time that you need to be making your money moves, then you're not going to know because you're so consumed and wrapped up into your own world and still knowing what you have to do to survive. You're not paying attention to anything else. And that's why the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. So if you're going to be one of those people that, make the news and say, hey, this person right here just made such and such in an investment world. That's why you see so many young people doing that because it didn't take them much to learn what was going on in the investment world. Because they have so much access now and they know what to do. And majority of the time, they have that time to put in too. So you got to look at it. The single mothers and stuff, they're not trying to breed. Only thing on their mind is, I need a job. I need to make sure that my job is paying my bills and my kids are eating.
Yeah.
About time I do that, do homework, cook, do homework, giving baths. And then whatever's left is on me. And I'm not finna read. So,
that's crazy how that cycle is set up.
Yes. And because you are conditioned to be like that from birth. I mean, the world conditioned you to be a employee, period. Because without you, there's no them and their riches. Because they pretty much figured out the how do I want to put it? They figured out the golden egg. So, and because even here's the scary part about this. This is my benefit of why I can relate and understand what Chase is telling me is because I have the benefit of him being at home and him turning around educating me on how the market works. Because he's like my book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Chase has a way of conveying information to me where he's not pressuring me about, I told you need to do this. Because his personality, of course, is not allowing him to. But at the same time, he know that, okay, I know my mom always been busy. She always got A, B, C, and whatever deal, And so if I can look at it, I can, and if I can do it, I try. And then if I remember later on, and if he mentions something to me, I might not do it right then and there, but then I'll be like, oh, hey, I got this, I got that. So it also makes me aware of those articles and stuff that I do see when I'm jumping on Facebook or jumping on LinkedIn, or my CNN is popping, and anything that I have an alert on, I have a financial alert thing. So I'm going to read that particular article. I'm going to read that newsletter I subscribe to, where I seen this video of, this one piece. So I get a daily reminder. So every day or every week, my phone may say, you're down, such and such, because I try my best to spend less time on my phone, unless it's something that is education and it's going to benefit me financial wise. So I'm trying to get into that habit as well. So, and of course, also this time too is tax season. So
have y'all figured out? Well, it ain't even no reason to figure it out. But I know with crypto and taxes, I know that's something that y'all got to start learning about. Because I know,
I'm sure Kevin has figured this out, because he's like in that between. He's one of those type of people that is in the know of things, and so he have investment stuff. So of course he will definitely educate us to let us know if he run into a client, he's gonna do the research. He's gonna do what he needs to do to inform us. So, and how they're gonna do it, if their guy is set up, kind of like, for an example, I don't know if everyone is aware of this, and I don't even know, can't remember if we talked about this last month, but for those that have Cash App, did we talk about this last month?
No.
So for all of you guys that have Cash App or Venmo or what is another? Zelle. Check this out, guys. And y'all can look this up as well, right, Chase?
Right.
That you are going to be taxed on that money if you saying that you got money that is business related. So I'm just giving a tip as a tax preparer. As a business owner, if you subcontract, if I hired Chase to do a service for me and he was paid more than $600, then of course he's like a contractor. I have to give him a 1099. So if you getting money through your Cash App and stuff, they're gonna go back, what is it, 2 years? 2 years, and you're gonna get taxed on that money.
Yeah, if you, okay, well, PayPal is goods and services in businesses.
Yeah.
But there are cash outs where if you signed up as a business cash out, that's gonna be through. But if it's a
personal,
it's not gonna. You're not gonna be as affected.
Okay. So it's business. So let me clarify. It's a business cash out, but
also the only thing that's gonna make a difference though, like certain amounts will be red flagged, but it all depends on what you put in the description as well.
Yeah.
So it's like if you tied that money to a certain description of what was coming in, those are going to be more red flags, because that's kind of like a business thing. You sending out what it was meant for. So if it was just some money, you were just sending the money through. But
yeah.
But it's definitely going to be a lot of people backtracking from using those those apps and things like that.
Oh yeah. Which is going to affect them in their business, because they get paid by the transaction fees and stuff.
But it wasn't their fault. It was just...
No, it wasn't their fault. It was the feds just sticking hand in other folks' business. So what do is that a ladybug?
I got this truck. I thought I didn't think it was none in here, but
You got it out of the truck?
out of those shed.
Oh yeah. Well, when it warms up, they wake up.
Gotcha.
That's why when on the Christmas tree and stuff. Yeah, so we always have to have it outside for a minute, and then you got the ladybugs coming. Yeah, you want to kill them. Them ones bite. But yeah, that's just a piece of advice for y'all on that. And well, let's go back. I want to piggyback on what Chase said about he doesn't know what he's gonna do for the next 6 months. The rest of the remaining of the 6 months, it's okay. I mean, you focus on that. When you focus on that thing, on the EFTs, then the rest of the stuff gonna come to you.
Yeah, it's probably just been a level of excitement, boredness, and creativeness that's just been flowing through NFTs. Because while though it's new, it's just like where it could take you. I think that's been about the craziest thing. Because if it's set up properly or right, it's crazy how it can just be flipped. Like there's like 11-year-olds, 13-year-olds just putting artwork together and making thousands and millions.
Yeah, I read another article about oh my God, not on the video, really? Was he 8 or something? And the youngest child that's making so much in business, like 1.3. Anyway, I read this article. It's a young man that makes a lot. So it's funny how it's like that because see, there's no rules or age discrimination on this. And so, with that being said, what do you think that the future is going to hold with that? Are they going to try to change it when they do decide to catch up and get a sniff of what's going on with that? Because as of right now, do you think it's under the clouds and they don't really understand it themselves?
Okay, so it's that, and they really can't. The best thing about crypto, since the feds didn't create it, they have no control. The only thing that they can control is when it get turned into transaction. But no matter what type of rules and regulations that they do create, there are still back doors on the side of it because...
And that's where that virtual thing comes in.
Yeah, so it's like, I might not have to go to the store and buy something. I can just send a transaction, but if this business want to accept this money, the business gonna have to pay for those taxes. The buyer don't have. The only thing the buyer gotta pay is for the gas fees. So whatever that gas fees for that to send that money through, that's gonna be it. So there are certain crypto coins that have low gas fees and some have high gas fees. But say you're a company and normally everything is taxed based off where you live. So here's 10.5, but the 10.5 goes back to the state. And then 8.5 go to state, 2.52 go to federal. So they make that split with that tax. But in crypto, it's just maybe just 2% go to the miners, and the miners are people that either just plug something in the wall and just use Wi-Fi, or they connect it to the computer, and every time a transaction comes up, that router or something, it verifies that yes, you can make this transaction, and then the miner get paid because they collecting their small portions of being a validator. So instead of relying on the transaction to go through a bank and having multiple banks to verify your transaction, you don't have to deal with nobody. It's just a transaction come up, it's on the network. That network accepts it, approves it, and then whoever on the receiving end get that money. But the fees comes to the miner, and the miner just sitting back and just having that router and collecting that just money coming in.
Okay.
So there's really no A to B to B to C. It's A, then you have A1 through Z, A1 through 100, A1 through 200, A1. So even this one blockchain of entity, if they allow to mine, there can be 100 miners at once.
Okay.
But on that network, if you want to make a transaction on that network, those 100 miners gonna be fighting for those gas fees. But all miners gonna get a certain percentage. But it all depends on who you send it to and who you choose to be your validator. So like on the Kronos network, if you stake coins, you can stake it, but you gotta choose a validator. I've been choosing somebody named Destiny. So Destiny has been getting the mining fees for me to stake these Crypto.com on the default wallet. They've been getting my fees to validate me staking my Crypto.com.
Okay. I would also like to see this visually, cause I'm a visual person.
That's what I'm supposed to be doing with the poster board.
Okay.
I still haven't really thought it out all the way through, because even though you can use pictures and words, you really not gonna understand it until you see transactions.
Right. Yeah.
So it's basically like a video form that's gonna be done. That's another thing that I'm gonna be working on. That what are the best way to like put that together? So I found a couple ideas like cartoon presentations and things like that. So I'm gonna be doing that. And then audio, things like that, where I'll be setting up and talking and stuff like that. But I know the challenging part is basically how I want it to be done, because I know it's really a visual thing. And then for me listening, I only challenge myself to listen to stuff 30 minutes a day. Because after that, I'm probably like 10 minutes in, I'm already bored. But it's just challenging of like...
to sit there.
Yeah, it's like, and then you don't want to...
speed it up.
You don't want to include metaphors. You don't want to... Well, you can use metaphors to make sure you to say the concept, but you don't want to use hyperbole. You don't want to use similes. You don't want to use hypotheticals.
I'm so proud of you with this
so
English
bad.
terminology stuff. Yeah.
It's just like you can mix it up, because then you got to talk about numbers, and that's where it's just like you could lose somebody.
Right.
So
yeah. You don't want to put too much on a person.
But that's what crypto really
right,
is, though.
It is. So, explain to us what gas means.
So gas fees are just like taxes. Every time you make a transaction to buy a crypto or sell a crypto, you need gas fees to make that transaction to go through. Gas fees depend on what coin that you about to buy. Ethereum has a gas meter. Some are fixed and some are not fixed. It all just depends on what coin that you buy. So sometimes it depends on what time you buy. During the day where there's a lot of transaction, the gas fee is gonna be high. Because in the middle of the night, gas fee is gonna be low.
And what are some of the fees? What does it range from lowest to highest?
It all ranges on how much money that you send in.
Oh, okay. So it depends
So
on the amount.
It all depends on the amount.
Well, thank you for sharing with us We just did a little short piece. I wasn't today, this month, like we said last month, is nothing that we were gonna talk about specifically. And when we first started, we had certain subjects, and now, excuse me, it's just we let it flow. Which I remember telling Chase when we first started that, hey, I don't like the going, by something. I just like it to flow, and I think it's better and it's more personable, and everyone will see us, the real us. So tonight was awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed my conversation with Chase tonight. Thanks for sharing a part of your world and part of mine. So with that being said, I'm going to have to go, yes, because I got to do some emailing and stuff like that. But I am off. Lord Jesus. What you see now?
I just need my back scratcher.
So, I am off tomorrow, thank God. And it will give me an opportunity to not cut down on my to-do list. Oh, God. I'm gonna feel so much better probably after tomorrow. It's gonna feel like a stuff is lifted. So, and so that's it. I don't want to share what personal thing right now, but that's all we have tonight. So we're gonna see y'all next month.
Alrighty.
And he just we'll probably have to cut this too as well, because he just
ain't no cutting. Document everything. The part too.
Oh my God. Lord. Yeah, I wanted to see us, so that's us. That's what he do. So we'll see y'all next month. Same time, same place. Peace. Is the back scratcher I gave y'all?
You never gave us a back scratcher.
I had one that we got some.